'Twas the night before Christmas at Site 88, and Robert the guard was running quite late. All the skips were contained in their cells with such care that everyone hoped, as did Bob, they'd stay there. His first order of business was to check on containment. He changed channels instead to the night's entertainment. It's a Wonderful Life, he'd seen it before, and fell asleep then for an hour or more. There were those who had hoped on this night before gifts that Robert would draw the short straw on the shifts, and plans were hatched over 7 months previous by a group of some interest with conspirators devious to release all the creatures contained at the site to fight the Foundation on Christmas Eve night. They knew that their plan, while courageous, was dumb, but worth it, they thought, if it releases just one. Gates 1, 2, and 3 were as easy as pie, but they met resistance at Gates 4 and Gates 5. Bob startled awake at the sound of alarms and shouting and death, and of course, firearms. He switched his monitors, checked all of the frequencies, hit the red button for containment emergencies. On screens he could see as they just faded in. No one could get out, but inside they could win. They planned well for that, and taking their chance. The first cell on the right, at the placard, they glanced, and in looking they saw there 173. Saw Euclid and thought, how bad could it be? The statue, Bob knew, so easily beaten. But these stupid folk hadn't been to that meeting. So as the last of their number closed his eyes in assent, Bobby blinked once, and the last one was bent. He panicked then and fell to the floor, scrambled and made his way outside his door. The statue knew that's right where he would be, as Bobby fell backwards, attempting to flee. It pressed on his windpipe strained vocal cords. This is it, he imagined, and thought of last words. Merry Christmas, he croaked as it began its attack. Merry Christmas to all.
Well, my brother stabbed me.
Why so serious?
Okay, so for those of you who've made it this far, I was not kidding in the intro or title. I really do cut my brother's face, and it is kind of a queasy story, so if you aren't a fan of those kinds of stories, then go watch some of my other videos. They're pretty good. Alright, so not many people know this, but I used to live in Japan all the way back when I was like 1 to 6 years old. I don't remember much from my time, but most people come out of Japan speaking about the sophisticated architecture or the elegant beauty of traditional Japan. All I remember are body pillows, tentacles, and becoming a huge weeb. But before I was able to truly possess the power of God and anime on my side, I had to first go through some traumatic childhood experiences. Now, I'm sure you already know this from the duck video and how I brutally murdered a duck, but I wasn't the most normal kid. I was kind of a psychopath. And I liked mats. Disgusting. If you're an older sibling, you may already know this, but kids are curious as frick. Most children just go around and ask questions like, why is the sky blue? When will my pets learn to talk? How do I dab on them haters? Until their parents stare away into space, wondering why they gave up their dreams for a bunch of snot-nosed brats. But not me. So I used to wonder, what doth lie beneath the thin layer of flesh? What lies at the core of a human being?